Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This, I believe, will be the final video of the year. If I put this up maybe New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, maybe even New Year's Eve. Let's start fresh next year. This is the best of 2018. Now, I stress that it's my best of, as in things I've used the most. That's the first criteria. Things I've used the most, things I've talked about the most, things I've recommended the most. And I kind of did it over the process of a few nights. You know when you can't sleep and you lie in bed and you think, oh, I must do that shopping list. I do a best of list. That's what I've done the last couple of weeks. So every time I would start with a category of cleansing, the first three that popped into my head, I would be like, okay, I'll do that. That's what it is. And then I sort of did it by process of elimination. I'd look at the list and go, yeah, but did it make the cut? Did you talk about it a lot? So there shouldn't be any surprises in this. Should I start with, let's start with supplements and things that aren't skincare related per se. There's one drink and two supplements. I'll start with a drink. It's a special shout out. Kombucha. Fairly safe to say that I am completely obsessed. I also have got the office completely obsessed. I now have a standing order and I get this lot delivered. This is jar kombucha. This is sort of the favourite one I could find so far in London. When I was in LA, I tried like 10 or 15 different types in Whole Foods. I was in heaven. I love it. It's kind of replaced, especially this ginger one. It's replaced, I mean, I didn't drink fizzy drinks for a long time anyway, but this is kind of totally, it wouldn't occur to me to drink a fizzy drink now. I would be on the kombucha wagon. So that's my kind of drink of the year. A nice way to start because it is an obsession. Supplements. The two I've taken the most, now that's the other thing to mention, is me saying that these are sort of the best of the year, the favourites of the year, for me, does not in any way negate other things I've recommended throughout the year. It is just the stuff that I've used the most, reached for the most. That's where I'm coming from. That's the way I've done it. So hopefully that'll make sense. I will be around to answer questions, as always. And I'm going to do some stuff on the blog about this too. Supplements. Wild Nutrition Hyaluronic Acid. This is my most taken capsule of 2018. Like I said, at the end of the day, without doing, you know, a case study on me, scientifically in a lab, etc. Do we really know? No, but I did notice a difference when I didn't use it. Maybe it was more of a placebo effect. I don't think so. I think they worked for me. I love them. I find when I don't have them, and again, maybe it's psychological, I'm just being honest, but I find when I don't have them, I find myself going, oh, I need some of my hyaluronic acid. So, but that's been my most taken capsule. I do take a lot of I don't take a lot. I take a lot of things sporadically, but this one I have taken probably the most consistently. Consistently is the correct word. Well done, Caroline. These are the most taken liquid supplements, and they won't be a surprise to you. This is Ultrient. I've kept this box sealed because as soon as I open it, Ben steals them all. This is the Ultrient. This is the liposomal vitamin C. This is the one that looks like orange snot. It's a very attractive way of describing it. I do have a video of me necking it. I think the thumbnail is of me drinking water afterwards. It doesn't taste bad. Again, it's all psychological. This definitely, again, I'm saying definitely. Obviously, it's subjective because it's all about how I feel. But I feel that these helped. I didn't get sick this year. I started last year, well, 2018, extremely ill. I had flu on Christmas Eve. I didn't get out of bed until New Year's Day, and that kept on for months. By the time I went to Toronto, I still had no voice. And these, I lived on them for a while, and it kicked it into gear. Well, it helped to kick it into gear. And they're the only vitamin C that I recommend. There's loads of research on these. There are case clinical studies on these, which I'll link to below. I love this. There we go. Now let's get on to skincare. I thought I would I'm going to do cleansers first. An honourable mention goes to my Pixi Double Cleanse, which I'm not going to show purely because I've shown it in nearly all my videos and all my empties. It should be a given that is one of my best of. I use it consistently, especially much more so in the evenings. It's the only cleanser that I tend to travel with these days because that's the reason we did it. It's for ease. So Pixi Double Cleanse is definitely there, but I wanted to talk about other products because I also don't want you to think, oh, of course she's going to recommend her double cleanse. Of course I am, yes, because I bloody love it. But these are other things that I love. Now, Let's go in order. I couldn't tell you what order they come in, but I'm going to do it this way. Japan Fusion Beauty Pie, Pure Transforming Cleanser. This has been in empties. This was in a lot of my favourite, I think my favourite 5 cleansing video. By the way, I've just had a big break from the office and from filming. This is Lulu and I have just popped back into the office to knock out some videos before I go up north for next week. So we're banging that, as Kate Beckinsale mentioned on Instagram, the perineum. The perineum between Christmas and New Year, which made me feel a bit gag, but I know what you mean, Beckinsale. Japan Fusion, I love this cleanser. It's suitable for all skins. Everyone I've recommended it to has liked it so far, I think. If you haven't, let me know. But I haven't really had any negative feedback on this. Actually, I haven't had any negative feedback on any of the 3 I'm going to show you. It is great for removing makeup. However, I use it as a skin cleanser. And you can emulsify it. I don't. Nothing new there. Which one came first? Which came first? The chicken or the egg? Let's do this one. Kate Somerville Goat Milk. Obviously, this was going to make an appearance. I feel like I'm doing a toothpaste ad. This is the revitalised moisturising cleanser. They revamped it. They listened to us. I'm not going to lie, people. I'd like to think that myself and you did have something in getting them to bring it back, because I did not let up. I'm in touch with the Kate Somerville team in LA, and every time I spoke to them, I'd go, yeah, where's my goat milk cleanser? So well done us, because it's beautiful. It's very different texture to the original. The other original was a balm, and that was the problem with the packaging. It would leak out the bottom. This is a cream. I love it. I've used it consistently since I got it. Bob's your uncle. Speaking of Fanny's your aunt, Jordan Samuel. There's no link there. I just thought I'd make him laugh. The Aftershow Treatment Cleanser for Sensitive Skin. This came into its own for me earlier this year. Well, the last quarter 4 of this year, when I started doing prescription retinoids, because it's fragrance free, it's extremely gentle, it is a gel. You can use it to take off makeup. Again, I think I have used it on the odd occasion to take off my makeup, but I prefer it just to wash my face. I love it. I've mentioned it numerous times before. Definitely one of my launches of the year. Well done, sir. Job well done. Toners, acids, spritzes, anything in that family. I could have gone down the road of P50 Pigment 400, which I have used consistently this year. I stopped using it when I started using prescription strength retinoid, however, because P50 is extremely strong, and I did that to myself years ago. I was using prescription strength retinoids, and then I bought in some P50. The results were not attractive. So I've gone with the toner or the tonic or the product I've used the most this year, and it's Pixi Retinol Tonic. This is half done. I have a couple of these that look like this because I travelled with one. I love this tonic. I was very sceptical when it launched, I won't lie. I was like, well, what's it going to do? It's a toner. It's much more of a retinol essence than a toner. I can use this when I'm using prescription strength retinol. I use this in the morning because the flakiness that you get, you want to get it off, but you don't want to do it with a scrub. You certainly don't want to do it with a strong acid if you're using prescription strength. And this is actually gentle enough to maintain the retinol process through the day, but it didn't cause me any irritation. It kept my skin smooth. Again, one of my launches of the year. Well done, Pixi. After that, I would use this. I think this is my most talked about product of the year. Oh God, sorry, I just got a glimpse of my hair. My hair is inexplicable. That's all I'm gonna say. Nice Friends reference for you there. I will ask Lulu afterwards because she's seen most of my videos. But I think this is my most talked about product of the year, or the last 2 years, maybe. Josh Rosebrook, Hydrating Accelerator. I love it. I use it liberally and daily throughout the day. It is a super fine mist. If you aren't aware of it, you don't have to shake, I just do it instinctively. That's the Inky List. It's a huge Inky List. Oh. But what I love about Josh is he will not be compromised on his ingredients, on where he retails. He will not be bullied. And the theme running through, I've just done some collating for a video I'm going to do, which you probably will have already seen. If not, you'll see it this week. I haven't quite figured out where I'm going to put it yet, which is my most clicked on products and the most sold products, which is kind of a unique take on best of. I'll explain more in that video. But I remember having conversations with Josh, and Josh has 2 products in that, in those charts. And I remember having a conversation with him in LA a few weeks ago, and he's just so, it's so nice when you work in an industry where there are a lot of sharks and there are a lot of people who want you to feel bad about yourself in order to make money. And then there's people like Josh and Jordan who don't do that. They do the opposite of that. They would be the first to say, oh, but you don't need that, you need this from that brand. They're generous with their time, they're generous with their knowledge. I love them. I heart them big time, and that is, I think that and maybe one other are my most recommended products of this year. This one was a complete surprise again, and is in here purely because I thought, God, I reach that every single day. And at one point it wasn't, I'm not even sure if we put this in the picture. If we didn't, there are a few things that I added. We took the pictures last week before Christmas, and then I've added the odd bit. This one I thought, why, that has to be in there. And it's Pixi Rose Glow Mist. Now this is one of those products that you don't know you need until you try it, and then you think, why haven't I had that the last 15 years of my life? The Rose Glow Mist is a rose version of the original Glow Mist, which is here somewhere. It is antioxidant botanical boost. Now, in theory, this is very similar to this, and probably a lot of other mists I have, except it doesn't disrupt your makeup. Neither of these disrupt your makeup. They give you a glow, and they also hydrate. And neither of these irritated my face when I was retinoling, which was key. And you can see this is not my first bottle of this either. And this only came out this year. So again, one of my most recommended products this year, but I didn't talk about it that much, which seems odd. Anyway, I love it. Job well done again, Pixi. Let's go dive deep into skincare, and then I have hair and body, I have face, yes, and SPF. I'm going to do them in order that I would use them, which is going to be hard. Let's do 3 oils, oh my God, eye cream, 2 creams, and a serum. So let's do the eye cream first. DCL Peptide Plus Eye Treatment. I went for this one over the vitamin C one because this one is supposed to be age defying, and I need all the age defying I can get, thank you. I love the DCL products, but I especially love the eye. They are, you can pump just the right amount. I was trying to do it really slowly so I could get you, I mean, look, you can go, oh, that's enough. Or you can go, oh, looking saggy and baggy today. This one, I really don't want to waste that now. I'm going to put it in the lid and save it next time I use it. Please hold cooler. I can't, yeah, dude, don't get me wrong. I don't pay for a lot of stuff, but don't waste. I love this eye cream. I went for it over Sea Tango from Drunk Elephant, which was also on the list, but I feel like this just has the edge with the science, but I love the Sea Tango, so honourable mention to Sea Tango. I went for this one purely because I thought, okay, if you had to just pick one, I think the Sea Tango would do it for texture preference. This did it just for the edge scientifically, but if you are not nearing 50, no, it's fine. You might prefer the Sea Tango. If, however, you have your eye concerns have taken it up a notch, you'd be a DCL. But that's my eye choice of the year. Too much information. Okay, 3 oils. And actually, I didn't plan it like this, but they're appropriately priced. Oh, I'm just gonna have to turn that mirror because I keep catching a look at myself and my Monica hair. My most used oils, and I was trying to say which one would be the most used, but actually I've used all of these probably equally as heavily as each other. So my number one in terms of the one I've used the most recently, and this is again purely because of the amount of prescription retinoids I had going on, is Indeed Labs Squalane facial oil. This just suits my skin. It feels like I'm just adding another layer of skin without in any way feeling like my skin can't breathe. It's super light, it's unfragranced. It doesn't give me any whiteheads. It's extra gentle. I feel like I could do a full strength peel and put this on my skin and it would be okay. You wouldn't traditionally do that. You would let the peel work. But what I'm saying is I find it cooling, soothing, nourishing, and it's affordable. Next up in terms of pricing, but also used, I think I've gone through 2-3 bottles this year maybe, Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula. Now, if you are worried about the price point, come here instead. Do this instead. If you invest your money in skincare and you want to put all your money in the middle, which is why I always say to put it, and you want a good oil, see if you can get yourself in the UK to a Space NK to play with it. I love it. My skin loves it. This feels slightly more nourishing than this. So this I use more for, I need a quick burst of hydration, and I don't want it to affect my skin or my makeup. Does that make sense? When I say I don't want it to affect my skin, I don't want it to affect my skin under my makeup. I don't want to look greasy suddenly. This, I wouldn't really add on top of makeup. It's a thicker consistency, but again, it's still super, super light. Look, it's borderline watery, they both are. But the Marula, for me, is more nourishing. So that's that one. Then this one is the Rolls Royce. Now this is the one, this is where I reached when I had the allergic reaction in the summer. This would be my, if I could only ever use one oil again for the rest of my life, I would want one that I knew would fix an allergic reaction, which I'm still prone to, more from food allergies, not from product. But also is restorative and is also good for a lady of a certain age. Zelens, vitamin D. Power D, high potency pro vitamin D. And like I said when I first mentioned this, when this first came out, I can't remember how long ago, I said to Marco, well, what do I do with it? I mean, what is it? What do I do with it? Because, you know, he did A, C, D. A, C, D. What is that going by? Sounds like a noisy bus. That was it. A, C, and D. Am I being dumb? No, anyway. And I said, yeah, I get it, but what's it do? Oh, yeah. I'm having a complete brain fart. So I said, what does it do? Well, yeah, I get vitamin D, but how is it nourishing? What does it do? And he said, fortifying. And when he said that, I kind of had the light bulb and I thought, okay, I get it. I get what you mean. I get what you're trying to do. And I recommend it to anyone with allergies, eczema, psoriasis, a problem on the skin where you need a comfort blanket but you're unsure what you should use. You shouldn't find yourself having an issue with this. So Power D, Drunk Elephant Marula, and Indeed Lab Squalane are my most used oils this year. And then some honourable mentions in terms of product. Now, moisturiser I haven't been overly loyal to. I've used 2 more than others, and that's why I've bought them here. I also revisited an old favourite, which again saved my face during the retinoid days, hyaluron. Now, we all know the hyaluron story unless you're new here, but I first recommended this when it came out. It became so much of a joke that you guys, readers and viewers, called it Hirons Luron, which we still do. And I kind of put it to one side because I'm always testing other things. And then this year I went back to it because a lot of the hyaluronic acids I have at home, when you use and I'm going to do much more on retinoids in January, but when you're using a prescription strength retinoid, your skin dries out and it goes like flaky pastry, and you can just feel it buffing off under product, especially if you're using an oil or a silicone based primer or anything like that. You can feel your skin coming off. It's not attractive. Hyaluronic acid is still an acid at the end of the day, so if you want to counteract the dryness with hyaluronic acid, a lot of the time I was using hyaluronic acids that I'd used for ages. I'd put them on my skin and do the Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone and be like, ah, because they're acid. This did not do that, which tells me the pH is fairly balanced, which tells me it shouldn't give you a problem if you have an irritation or your acid mantle is challenged in any way. So hyaluron came straight back into the top of the charts. I went through a few tubes since the summer because at one point when I was just working from home and when I was on holiday and things, I was just using it consistently. I'd wait until it dried up, I'd spray this, I'd kind of do this, I'd spray a bit of Josh, and then I'd go in with moisturiser. So I'm still loving the hyaluron. It's not new. It's more than a few years old, but it's still great for me. I will do this one first. Now this saved my face, so it's obviously got to be in my best of. When I had the allergic reaction, the aforementioned one, I did the Zelens vitamin D and I put this on top. This is Z Recovery Intensive Repair Balm. They're great separate. The 2 of them together is the magic. If you have a skin issue and you think, I don't know what to do with my face. So the vitamin D is brilliant for any kind of irritation, redness, soreness. For me, it was perfect. The Z Recovery was made by Dr. Zelens purely for people to use post-treatments, i.e. whether that's with him with surgery or other aesthetic types of treatments. And this worked, because of that, it worked as a great cushion with the vitamin D, and it brought down my redness and my poor irritated face like that. And I went through 2 tubes because the rash, the original allergy actually was a bit earlier. It was springtime because it was just before we went on holiday, and I was sitting on holiday with a face that had been burning red the day before, and I had hats and umbrellas and SPF, but SPF stings on a broken skin. So I was trying to make a barrier. It was a very trying time, but I was doing this, and then SPF, and then just layering them. I wasn't even worrying about if they were going to be, if it was too much, or making like a, you know, those cakes you get where they're like this many slices. So that was a skin saver this year. And then this is still my OG of moisturizers, my most used moisturizer over the last few years, and I started using it again recently because they launched it in the UK, and I get so much grief if I mention things that aren't available in either the UK or Australia or Canada or America, those in particular, that I kind of thought, okay, well, I can't keep talking about it because they're just gonna have a go at me. That's you lot. But deep tissue repair is now available in the UK, and when they'd mentioned, oh, we're launching deep tissue repair on such and such a date, I thought, oh, I can start using that again now. I know that sounds weird, but when you do this for a living, it kind of becomes, okay, well, I can bring it back into the fold now. And I did put it on my face and think, why on earth did you ever stop using this product? So deep tissue repair gets a shout out for being one of my OGs of moisturizers. I love it. Do you need it if you're 20? No. Do you need it if you're 30? Depends on your lifestyle. Do you need it if you're 40? I would definitely check it out. It's not just a moisturizer, it's like a peptide-laden serum moisturizer, and it's a joy to use. That's all I can tell you. Okay, SPF. I've done one as a brand and one as my most used. The brand we use the most when we are away is Clarins. It's the one the family like, it's the one that the kids don't mind me putting on them. I love Clinique. We've used Clinique. We definitely used, I'll link to my SPF video below. We did the sprays, we did everything, but Clarins is the one that when people my family, when they're like, Mum, because I'm obviously the SPF carrier, I have a face bag and a body bag. Sounds really ominous. When they said, Mum, where's the SPF? I would open the bag and go, and they would all reach for the yellow. My husband, until he realised it was Clarins, would call it the yellow for about 2 years. So Clarins gets an SPF shout out. The one I used the most on my face that definitely helped keep my pigmentation at bay, my melasma at bay, my post-inflammatory pigmentation that I got after the burn, everything, was HelioCare. So the HelioCare, and the one that I used the most was the gel oil-free dry touch. It goes on beautifully, over product, under makeup. It's almost imperceptible. You don't feel like you're wearing it. There's no cast of scary colour. It has a slight tint to it, but the tint is not like a foundation colour tint. The tint is, I think, just to hide any potential white ashiness, which it does. It's a joy to use. I probably would not use anything else on my face at this stage at the moment. That is skincare, done. Let's go on to makeup, and then we'll do hair and body. Okay, so a quick shout out to makeup in that these are my most used and abused and most recommended, and then a shout out to some newness. So my launch, it's not a launch of the year because I think it was out last year, but it's the one I've used the most, and this is dog-eared. This is Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I am number 4. When it first came out, I didn't get it. I've said this before. I was like, okay, it's just something else to make you a bit glowy. Now I get it. You can use it as a primer. You can use it just to highlight. I tend to use it underneath my foundation. It's I couldn't tell you what magic wizardry she puts in here, but it is like an instant facelift. Is the best way I can describe it. It's an instant facelift in that you look better when you've applied it than you did. I'm just putting my notes here because I've got some things to end on. You look better when you applied it than you did before you put it on. I can't say fairer than that. So well done, Charlotte Tilbury. Foundation. Now, obviously, my most used foundation up until recently was Hourglass Illusion. I still love it. I would still use it happily every single day. I'm just going through a temporary love affair with another brand. But Hourglass Illusion, I think I use Golden and Golden Beige. Is it Golden Beige? I don't know why they call it hyaluronic skin tint, because it definitely does more than tint. It's a proper full coverage foundation for me. I've mentioned this numerous times. It's been in Empty's videos. I've taken scissors to it. I will always, forever and a day use it. So Hourglass Illusion for your foundation. Concealer. Now this is an interesting one. This again is dog-eared. And I'm nearly out. And again, I'm shade 4, but it's a different brand, and that very rarely happens. I think we can all agree. First Aid Beauty, Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealer. Now this one, I think I've got some left, hang on. This is a brilliant to use. The formulation is wicked. It comes in a variety of colours. It is soft but permeable. It doesn't feel like you're caking anything on. It's just a really lovely concealer to use. It's not heavy. When I use a concealer, I want to be able to sort of still see my skin. I don't want something that just totally masks my face. This is easily my most used concealer of the year. 2 lip products. I haven't gone for a full red lip because I don't really wear them that often. I love a red lipstick, but my most used lip products, I'm not going to be a surprise, they are the Kopari Coconut Lip Gloss and Pixi Lip Lift Max. I use these 2 more than anything else. One of these is on my face every single day. Special mention to Lana Lips, the pear one. I went through 2 of those, but I tended to use that more day to day, out and about. It was in my handbag. This is when I'm doing makeup, I use this one. And then this one was when my lips were, I just wanted them to be a bit glossier, which sounds weird, but look. So this one, it just, I can't, it smells of coconut. I love it. So this one, Kopari Coconut Oil Lip Glossy, Pixi Lip Lift Max, and like I say, the Lana Lips Pear, special mention. New brand of the year for me, and did launch in Selfridges this year, but I went mad in Sephora when I was in LA last time. Natasha Denona. I feel like this woman makes makeup for people who want their skin to glow. And it's called, things are called Duo Glow, Face Glow, Foundation X, Full Coverage, Natasha Denona Blush. I can't, like, everything about it is designed to give you colour, and colour on your cheeks, and a nice highlighter. And I'm also 40 in this, so there you go, there's a theme. 40. Shame I'm not 40 in age, isn't it? That's makeup, that's it. Natasha Denona, some Hourglass, some Charlotte Tilbury, some First Aid Beauty, some Pixi, and some Kopari. I'm going to do body and finish on hair. And then I'm going to finish on a few of my favourite things. So my most used perfume is not going to be anything different to previous years. It is Neo Tantric, I Am a Sex Goddess. Awkward moment of the year. Someone asked me at my mother-in-law's funeral what perfume I was wearing. I'm not going to say I'm a sex goddess at my mother-in-law's funeral. So I say, oh, it's a Neo Tantric one from Sweden, and then I get away with it. Impossible to get over here. Thank you, Corolla, for buying me like 10 when it went on sale. Yes, mate. So I love that. I use this every day too. This is Victoria's Secret Rush. It's the only one I like. It is sweet, but it dissipates. It's not heavily vanilla and cakey. And it's now just so much a part of my routine that I'll do my body lotion, I'll spray this on the body, and then this goes on my neck or neck and hair. And this is an eau de toilette, so it's super light. I get through it quite quickly. Hair. Again, no surprises here. My most used hair product is Triple Sec by Dry Bar. I'm glad that so many of you have experienced the joy, because I had so many comments on one of my last videos that said, you were so right, I don't know what it does, but now I don't want to be without it. I love this stuff. I think there's some in there. It kind of just, it gives you like volume, but it kind of just, and it smells amazing, and there's the hair. Let's tuck that back in, shall we? It smells amazing. I love it. I bought three or four tins when I was in LA a few weeks ago, so that'll do me. That'll tide me over. A mask. Joshua Colour Everything Mask. This is my most used hair mask of the year. I go to the Joshua salon in Holland Park. They do my hair colour. This, however, is very much high street. This is Boots. You can buy this in Boots, and I can't remember where else in the US, but I'll link it below. It's just a good all-rounder, because a lot of the times you're sold a different hair product if you've got coloured hair, older hair, grey hair. What if you've got all of the above? The Everything Mask is literally that. If you're in doubt, you can go here. Everything in the Joshua range is great. It's all under a tenner. Amazing. Well done, Josh. My most used hair brand of the year is Davines. And you'll know this because it's in every single empties video I do. This just happens to be the renewing shampoo. This is the oil conditioner, but it could be anything from their range. Like I say, I haven't found a Davines product that I haven't loved. We all love them now. The family love them. They do ones for coloured hair. They do ones for long coloured hair, which is a dream for me. So Davines is my hair brand of the year, just in general. Yes, I probably use the OI more than anything, but this is easily my most sort of reached for brand, if you like. I'm going to finish on my most asked questions, and I always forget. I'm such a bad blogger. I never sort of list where I had my hair done, where I did my nail, who does my nails, where I do my lashes, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to give you that now. I will also say, let's try and make 2019 the year where we don't comment all the time negatively on people's appearances. If I'm having a bad hair day, I'll openly say, haven't had a blow dry today, ladies. I don't need, you know, Doris from Tunbridge to go, oh, your hair looks a bit messy. Yeah, thanks, mate. Equally with my lashes, Daxita is the queen of lashes. You don't always see them when I've just had them done. I'm not that obsessed with them that I'm there like every 2 weeks making sure my appointments are like this and that they're never anything less than immaculate. I'm a busy working woman, mum, wife. I'm exactly the same as you. There'll be days where I've got good hair, good nails, bad lashes. Good lashes, good nails, shitty hair. It's just the circle of life. So Daxita does my lashes. I will link her below. She's in Marylebone. Like now, they're on the last legs, you can see. They look like some toothpicks sticking up, but that's fine. I can fix them with a bit of mazzy. My hair colour is Josh Wood. Thank you, Josh Wood. My nails, don't look now, but all the compliments I get on my nails are down to Mercedes. I will link her below. She is taking appointments again in January. She wasn't for a while because she was full. She's opening her books again. So if you live in the London sort of M25 area and sort of Hearts, that kind of area, I'm sure she can fit you in. But not this week, because these are the hands of a mum that's been baking and cooking and making Christmas dinners all week. And then buzzwords for next year. Now, I highly suspect that Sephora is going to run a massive retinol campaign in January, because Sunday Riley and Drunk Elephant are both bringing out a vitamin A product. That is not a coincidence. So retinols will be key for next year. Biome and probiotics will be key for next year. However, the phrase I would like to put to bed forever, bury it, set it on fire, throw it into the corner of the room and ignore it, is non-toxic. Can we please all, for next year, embrace that everything is a chemical and everything can be toxic at a different level, and toxicity is dose dependent. Let that be the last sentence I say in 2018 to you, dear viewer. Happy New Year. I will link below to the Bun Friday video that will have already gone up, because there's much more detail in that about what's coming up. Look out for the 12 days of giveaways. I do them back to front. Mine are in January. And I will see you in 2019. Happy New Year to you and yours. Take care. See you soon.